Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ROONS MIZZ Arsenal chat. I'm ROONS,
And I'm Miz.
and we come at you every Friday to talk about all things Arsenal, the ups, the downs, the sidewayses, the ties. Where are we at right now, Miz?
Yeah, it's been all over the place, but I think this season's been that way for a lot of teams. Each team's finding their little like dip in things, and I I hope that we can find some form and continue it. Yesterday was a weird game, so we're gonna recap the Palace game yesterday, talk about some transfers since the window's open, and we got Newcastle in the league on Monday at home.
Yeah,
So
tough game.
tough game. We did beat them pretty well in the FA Cup, but it's the FA Cup, so it's a little different. We played pretty decent in that game. Um, I think I hope that we can get a result on Monday. Yesterday, you got to feel a little frustrated after yesterday's game. There wasn't a lot of bite to the game, and we should have gotten something from it
It
with all
was
the possession.
it was starting to look like the games during that dry spell we had.
Yeah, it was boring. It wasn't. It was.
Well, I mean,
But
teams know how to deal with us. They
yeah,
park the bus, 2 blocks of four, try to hit us on the counter, and it's honestly it's worked a few times this
we
season.
almost could have lost yesterday easily.
No,
That's a hot ball that came through. The person that we dislike the most, Granit Xhaka, actually had probably the best performance I've ever seen Granit Xhaka have yesterday. Like he made a number of like crucial tackles. He actually got them right for once. The one in the box was well timed. The clearance away on that Zaha ball going towards Benteke. We easily could have given up a goal multiple times yesterday.
no, for sure. And I feel like I agree with Xhaka and the tackles. He was getting his tackles right, which isn't always the case
Yeah,
for him. But I feel
yeah.
like some of those were results of his mistakes to begin with, though.
The build up play to it. Yeah.
And like I hate to keep harping on Bellerin and Xhaka, but the way that they affect the team negatively is subtle.
Hmm.
So if they do something good, it's easy to see that it's good. Or if they make a howling mistake, then it's like, okay, it's easy to criticize them. But what they do just in general, I mean, everyone keeps saying there's no creativity. There's no creativity. Well, what does that mean? It means like when we get the ball, we're not doing really anything productive with it. And you
Yep.
see Xhaka and Bellerin, and even if they don't lose the ball, they don't contribute anything. It just
Yep.
builds up that lack of shape, that I mean, I saw Xhaka sometimes yesterday. He was standing there in his space where he always stands in that space, which is like the right space, supposedly, where he looks like he's involved. And then someone passed it to him and he was like, "Oh, you're passing it to me?" It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You're
Like,
in the right space.
dude,
Yeah.
get open. You're a
It
midfielder.
I completely agree. I still think that they're not good enough. They don't belong in the team. The team's significantly weaker when we start out on the team sheet with Bellerin and Xhaka. And to add to that mix, Ceballos, game after game, I just don't see it. Like he does nothing on the field. Slows down the play, gives the ball away a number of times. Just it, cheap turnovers constantly. Like, dude, just make a simple pass. Stop trying to play the hardest ball that you get, and turn and face and go quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. The creativity's not there. The flow's not there. There's no driving force through the middle. I mean, Emil Smith Rowe still played decent yesterday, but he's 20 years old and just breaking into the first team. We can't expect this kid to turn this whole thing around for us.
Yeah, definitely. And just the way the midfielders, Ceballos and Xhaka, the way they give people passes, like everyone's getting the ball on a floated kind of like lofted ball that they have to get with two players on their back. They have to like lunge to trap it, and then they're
or
what do
ju- or
you
just
do?
or just behind when they're in stride and they got to stop and tip the ball out, and then their whole momentum's gone. It's
Yeah,
every time.
and it's like what do you expect these people to do? Like you get the ball, someone's kicking your leg off, you're facing your own goal.
Hmm.
They do these kind of one touch passes sometimes that are like not even on the ground to feet. They're just kind of like
Yeah,
flicked balls that are like whizzing and spinning. and someone has to like trap it, and like all those things, those seconds that you lose there are why there's no creativity.
Oh yeah, totally. I
It's frustrating to see our
yesterday
passing
yesterday was weird. Yeah, it was bad yesterday. It was like, the game started out, with good energy, and we were texting, you were like, yeah, the energy's good. It's
Yeah.
just like they're, they're getting some shots off, getting some things on target, but it's the general like dismantling of a team near you in the league position should have happened. You're trying to move up the table right now. We're in 11th. We've had a good run of form lately. I mean, you got to make a statement to the teams around you that you're better than them. And we didn't prove that yesterday.
I mean, our passing ability in the final third, the lack of clinical passing is just so frustrating. It's like to break a team down, it takes 3 concerted passes that hit their mark. You
Yep.
know, usually, I mean, City does this all the time. They play in behind, break the line, someone runs past, cuts it back, and someone hits it in. They
Yep.
practice that because you see it, but those
Oh
are
yeah.
passes that have to be 100% perfect
Yeah.
passes, and they're not really hard.
Incisive passes that are definitely going to hit their target.
Yeah, I mean, you can't miss either. If you miss any one of those, you don't score.
Yep.
You don't break the team down.
Yep.
And the worrying thing that I've seen all season is that we don't play through balls at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like what happened? I mean, yeah, there's the over the top stuff, which is very low percentage, but we don't play balls that break the line ever.
It's because we don't have a midfielder that does that. I mean, Thomas Partey came back in yesterday for the first time. He looked decent when he came back on.
Yeah.
Hopefully he starts to get into the mix a lot sooner. I think I really want to see the team without Xhaka in the middle and without Ceballos. I want to see Emile Smith-Rowe and Partey in the middle, and whatever other combination got to go in there. Willock or leave those other guys out of it, because those games that we started to win, we had like Martinelli in the mix. I mean, luckily he's okay after that little injury scare. So he'll be back soon. I'm guessing Monday. Put him into the game. I mean, he disrupts things, and yesterday is a byproduct. I think yesterday is a similar lineup that we had during that bad run of form.
I know,
and that's exactly the team that we do not need. And look at the result.
Yeah, totally.
It's proven that team, like the other results, doesn't work. So it's just no sense in continue trying it, because they don't perform well together. And Aubameyang's got to start finding it somewhere in him. Like, I mean, I love him as a player, and I think he's brilliant. He's in a tough form right now. I mean, he had one shot yesterday. He's rarely going out to seek the ball sometimes. When he gets it, some of his passing's off. Some of his final balls are off. Like, he's just lacking confidence, and I don't know where he's got to find it, but he's got to sort it out.
Well, I mean, I agree that his form is poor right now. But at the same time, that's like taking Lewandowski and saying, well, why aren't you checking back to the ball and getting it and turning and passing it? Like, that's not what he does, man. He's out and out number 9. You pass him the ball, you play him in, and he will finish. He's not
but we
a left winger.
We haven't done that for him. We haven't been giving him that through ball like you've been saying.
No, and he's not a left winger who tracks back and then beats people down the line and gets crosses. Why do we want that?
We don't.
Actually, when we have Saka who can do that on the left, Pepe, and it just goes to also a frustrating thing with Arteta. I'm definitely not sack Arteta or anything, but like I just feel like players are getting consistently put in situations where they don't like it and it's not working, and then we just feel like we have to do it. Like, why does Aubameyang have to play on the left?
On the left, and Pepe on the right.
On the right. If we're gonna play with a 4-3-3, why can't he play on the right? Like, why can't Saka can't?
Yeah, because you would see. I get
left-footed player won't be able to handle it. Like
I get the idea of where this switched years ago, where they were like, you want them to cut inside and shoot, but that hasn't been happening. So maybe let them take it out wide. I mean, we know that righties from the right as well have a good angle for the far post, and lefties from the left have a good angle for the far post.
Yeah.
So, like, why not give them that space as well? Because if they're not cutting in from the right or the left on their dominant foot, let's let them cut in from the dominant side on their dominant foot.
I
Like,
know. Totally.
it doesn't make any sense. Like, I
Especially when
mean,
teams are dropping back, playing two blocks of four, and
yep,
you want us to constantly pinch in instead of going out wide. Well, they're just already right there. You're going in like Pepe yesterday, and people give Pepe so much crap, and I still think he's great. But you look
yeah,
at he's getting these passes from Xhaka where he has to take it out of the air, and
yep.
there's literally he's being double teamed immediately. And then they're saying like, "Oh, he's not working. It's not this, it's not that." And then he's on the right, so he has to always get the ball and keep it on the outside of his foot and try to cut in and beat two or three players instead of
Yeah,
just
it's
having
just
space to hit it down the line and maybe beat someone down the line. And then you would expect with on his left foot, he could whip in across if nothing else.
of course his left foot is really good. It's way better than his right. Like, he scored a great goal with his right, but it looked unnatural when he did it. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he's super comfortable on his right all the time. He might get the ball laying there one time or here and there, but we're expecting him to cross from the right side with not a dominant right foot.
And if you're hitting in swingers, if you're cutting in and hitting in swingers, that's not the kind of ball that Aubameyang likes.
No.
That's not an easy cross anyway. That's not a whip. You can't really whip it in with an in swinger, you know,
Yeah.
consistently and
He,
expect people to like run onto it. Like it's just
he's down the left would be ideal for him. I mean, we got Saka out on the left.
yeah,
I
I don't
think if anything, put Saka on the right, put Pepe on the left. I think Saka is a little more adaptable as a player, especially at his age right now, and can kind of move around. So let him try it somewhere else too.
yeah. I mean, you see Pepe in training and he's doing people dirty and scoring.
Yeah,
He
they
is
posted
good.
that video yesterday, 2 days ago. They posted that video of him just doing like three people and scoring a great goal.
Yeah. But it's like he doesn't look comfortable out there. You can tell. He's
Yeah,
getting the ball and already it's like, and it feels the same way with Aubameyang too. He's getting the ball, but already he's like, I can't do anything with this. I
yeah.
have no space to run into. Like he's not a player who gets the ball, the man on his back, holds it off, and then lays it off. Like, why do you want
It's
Aubameyang doing
it.
that?
The frustrating thing with like a 0-0 draw like yesterday, with a ton of possession, is it's not like we don't have the players in the team that have the attacking ability. We got Lacazette, Aubameyang, Saka, Emil Smith Rowe. You got multiple goal scorers in the team. I mean, and just can't find the goal.
Yeah, and you see Partey come on, but for me, Partey needs to replace Xhaka.
100%. Xhaka needs to
Like,
not be in the team at all.
like
Partey in the middle.
he's the player that we want Xhaka to be. Is a
Yeah.
little bit more quick, a little bit more attack minded. I mean, the dude is a beast. Eze tried to go up against him.
He
Sat
got
down.
dropped. Eze got dropped yesterday and was like down, hurt.
Yeah.
And Partey just straight up went through the ball. It's like, this is normal day's work for him. His presence immediately changed things for him in the middle. He's way bigger.
But we can't get him to get a full game in. And it's like, it's frustrating too with Arsenal because can we have two players who are on form at the same time?
Right. I think with him, they're being really cautious. I don't mind them waiting for yesterday to give him just a little game time. He'll get a full game Monday now.
Yeah.
And he, I think they were just like, oh, that injury at Tottenham, we brought him back too early. And now he looks fit. And hopefully Martinelli is in the team as well. I think don't play Xhaka and Ceballos and see what happens. Put Niles on the right or Cedric on the right and put Tierney just had some tightness. I think we missed Mari yesterday or Gabriel. I think Luis is a danger waiting to happen at all times. That little incident that he got in yesterday with Andrews Townsend or with Zaha, dude, he's like he didn't get sent off for that.
No, he kicked him in the head when he was down. It's like
he came through the back maliciously and then kneed him in the head while he was down. He should have been sent off. Yeah.
You got a yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have been sent off though.
the dude, for whatever his, I get that he's like a leader in practice and stuff, but he is prone to just getting a red card or giving up a
Yeah.
PK or
Big mistakes. It's just not the kind of defender you want. Rob Holding has been decent lately, and he signed a new contract. You can't. I wouldn't say it's someone I wanted to see stay there forever, but I mean, at least he's developing. At least he's playing okay. He built it all right thing with Mari,
yeah,
and we didn't even have Gabrielle the last few weeks. So
yeah.
now we have like at least a selection dilemma.
I mean, but once again, we're in a situation where when people come back, then we can see our potential again. But then when they're available, they don't play or they get put into different combinations that don't work. It's like we can't settle on a starting 11, you
Yeah, we
know?
don't have like a designated 11 right now. That like is like the main team. Like if we were going to play Manchester United and then Man City, you kind of want the same mix of players playing in those two games.
You would
And
hope so.
who's that team? I don't know who
Well,
that team is.
some of the people who would be on that team for this season are Leno, Bellerin, and Xhaka are the only three that basically always play. Leno
Yeah.
1000% deserves it, and I'm glad.
I mean, we're
But
lucky to have him. He doesn't get enough praise. He's incredible.
I mean, for all the other mixing up and tinkering, Bellerin and Xhaka are mainstays. And what worries me even about the transfers and everything is like I have the sinking feeling that we're gonna start next season in
With
August,
them still.
and you're gonna see on the starting lineup Bellerin and Xhaka. Like there's no mention of them leaving. And it
they're
seems
just
like,
no, they're
you know,
just always
like
they're always at the team forever moving forward.
it just that's how it seems really, because there's no talk of them like moving
I mean,
on.
there's sometimes, I mean, but we can dive into transfers here in a minute. I haven't seen anything of that in this window for them, like we were seeing before the window opened.
Yeah, nothing, no mention.
No. And I agree. I don't think they deserve anywhere near that first team sheet.
Well,
I
of all the, if you're talking about all the players that we talk about, the players we're excited about, the players we think like, man, if they keep playing, they'll do well. It's never Bellerin and Xhaka, you
yeah,
know? And you can
never.
see that, people are biased against them or something, but no one is against Bellerin and Xhaka because they're what, racist or something? Like, I don't hate them just because of, who they are as people. There's a
Yeah.
reason why those two names keep popping up.
They're just not good
Even
enough.
today.
Yeah. And it's yeah, I mean we always constantly talk about them. They're problems for us.
It's so frustrating to watch them play, dude. And watching
Yeah.
Jacques play, and he gets the ball and he looks like he's almost like pissed off. Like, why'd you pass it to me? And he
I know.
just
And
one touch
and
and lays it off. Or like that same thing. Bellerin runs down the right, cuts it back, passes that 10-yard pass to Xhaka, who gets it, turns, and then tries to play it across to Ceballos or something. And then yesterday they were seeing that and they were picking him off because it's like, dude, you can't just do that every time. Like,
yeah.
so predictable. It doesn't do anything.
And Bellerin looks like he's moving in slow motion now. He used to be super fast. The ball got played down the line yesterday, an old pass that he easily would have gotten to before. He like gave up halfway running to it. Like he was just like he knows he's not fast enough. He looks not fast enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not a pace player by any
not
sense.
at all. He was one of the fast. He was, if not the fastest player in the Premier League at one point.
Yeah, it was like him and Walcott were like,
Yeah, they got clocked as like the quickest in the 40 in the 100.
and it's
That's,
just,
I mean, that's what you want on wingers. You want like someone super fast.
yeah. Then you see things like Lacazette being taken off, and it's like,
I mean, he's the only one finding the net lately.
I wouldn't be surprised or blame Lacazette if he was like, I want to leave.
Yeah,
Every
for
time
sure.
the run of form, he's the first guy to come off. Like, why?
Which it makes no sense too, because he is the one finding goals. I mean, in our run of form, we skipped last week chatting, but we had some good games where we beat West Brom 4-0 and we like looked good that day. I mean, you got to say that West Brom are not being very good at the moment, still a Premier League team, and we just dismantled them. Like they possession was like 80-20, and it was just a hammering. And
Had the
look
freedom,
at
the
yeah,
creativity, the flow was there, the shape was there. I don't know why it dries up sometimes.
yeah. Well, that can get us to transfers. Maybe we're gonna buy someone. You think it's gonna happen?
It doesn't look like we're gonna buy anyone.
I see Mesut Ozil on the way out. He's in like pretty big discussions with Fenerbahce. It seems they keep I wouldn't be surprised if this coming week he's a Fenerbahce player, but
Yeah,
thankfully, I mean, get him off the books however they got to do it.
just get him
So
out of the team so we can stop talking about him. You
he
know?
had the last week his focus has shifted. He is similar to Trump in this sense. Like if you like throw a ball over that way, like they get distracted, and he's like now he's on to something else, and he's like, you know, Ozil's just doing the same. He's talking about Fenerbahce. Him and the president are like
But
talking each other up, buddy, buddy. Yeah. So I hope he leaves because that frees up a lot of money.
yeah, and I think it's the reason why he hasn't yet is because they're trying to see, like, he wants all the money from his contract from Arsenal,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's why he's like holding out. You know, but
Because he knows it's like his last big payday. What a chump though. Like he could have gotten another big payday like in the realm of that if he would have just performed and been a part of what we were doing.
would have been way more.
Yeah.
This is
He
2 seasons now where if he was playing at the top of his game, his brand only skyrockets. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
He's just tarnished his own image by acting the way he acts.
Yeah, it's just get him out of here.
Yeah.
Love him, God.
Who else have you seen in the window talking about leaving? And Kolasinac is gone.
Kolasinac is gone on loan.
Yep. He'll leave, I think. I think
Yeah,
that's probably a loan to buy.
I mean, it seems like, but
Who knows?
I mean, why is it so hard to just do the thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But Kolasinac, okay. Then they're talking about Socrates, and you're like, again, why is this so hard? Just go somewhere, dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
just leave. You don't need to be at the club. You're like
I mean, he's not
he's
playing.
obviously not in the plans.
You're
Yeah.
like, why is it so hard? It's not like a player who's in the starting 11 that we're trying to negotiate to leave. Like, this dude, why didn't he leave in the summer? You know,
Yeah. Even for them, like if you were a player, wouldn't you be pushing for that? Wouldn't you be trying to move on?
you would think, but who knows, man? It's just like right now we're trying to get rid of all the players on our books who literally do not ever play.
Yeah.
That seems like it should be just like, okay, you're not playing. You're not on the team sheet. Find another team that says they want you, make a deal, you
Yeah.
know? But I mean, we're halfway through the window and only Kolasinac is on loan, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I hope they do some business. It's not looking like they're going to.
and if like we're hoping to get rid of the dead weight and talking about Xhaka and Bellerin, they can't even get rid of Ozil and
Well,
Socrates who played.
they needed we need a midfielder still. No matter how you cut it, I think we need a midfielder. El Neni gone or Xhaka gone, there's still a gap there. Even with Smith Rowe, if you put Smith Rowe and Partey in the middle, who's that other third in there with you?
Yeah. And
I think we could use another attacking midfielder. We need more prowess. Like the way we set up, have that guy be a box to box. Emil Smith Rowe does kind of play that role. He gets back.
yeah,
So
I could see him like I could see us playing a 4-4-2 with Party and Smith Rowe as the two, as the Vieira and Gilberto. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
that's a good
why
combo.
not? Smith
Yeah.
Rowe not like a dude who's gonna stand at the other team's box and not get back. And
No,
you
he's
know,
all over the field. I mean, his touch zone in that one game, they showed his like touches on the field. He was in every spot on the field. He had like over 100 touches in the game.
yeah, it's fantastic.
That's
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 what
like
you
what
want.
you want to see in a midfielder.
Yeah,
That means that dude's like commanding the game, and that's why we were good. I mean, he's going to have tougher games. Yesterday is a tougher system, and I think especially when you don't give him the support and you put a player like Xhaka in with him, it's not going to help Smith Rowe at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Xhaka and Ceballos in the middle helping him yesterday.
like we need a straight up flush of the center mid and only keep
Yeah,
Partey and Smith Rowe. So one or two center mids we need now.
they were
You know,
talking about Buendia from Norwich, and I keep seeing that story. I
yeah.
wonder how much stick that has.
I mean, I would like to see they do this in Germany and stuff where they're like, at the end of the season, then we're gonna buy you. We make an
Yeah,
agreement,
yeah,
sign it, but like you still play with Dortmund, but
yep,
then at the end of the season you come to Bayern Munich.
yeah,
Why can't we
hmm
do that? Like he's
yeah,
balling the championship. You don't really want to disrupt him or Norwich. You
yep.
know, you throw him in the middle right now
It might
and
be a little too far for him. Like he
complicate
might need to.
things. I mean, maybe we get a midfielder who comes in and balls, and that would be great. But it's a weird season. We do need some for the future, but we need to also be planning on getting rid of everyone else. And I don't
The,
know, it's harder to get rid of players than it is to buy players, and it's extremely rare and hard to buy players at Arsenal. So it's
oh
frustrating.
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, I'm just pulling up the table here, and the table is kind of crazy right now. Like it is an interesting season. I mean, we could end up in the top four, like if pretty easily if they continue a good form. Not easily, the league is hard, but I mean we're on 26, 23 points, 18 games in. Man United's in first with 36 points. 13 points ahead with a game at hand.
It's happened before.
That's a really tight table at this point. Halfway through, a
Yeah.
13-point gap from midway to the. I mean, teams can easily. Man United, in my opinion, does not deserve to be in first place right now. They are not a good team. Like
I mean, if you give them a PK every
they
game,
have, they have the most penalties out of anybody. They almost have a penalty in every game. It's ridiculous. It's like
something in the gossip column that Rashford was saying that Mourinho taught him how to like win penalties.
mhm.
It seems like it because, dude, it's like every game they get a penalty. It's just
Yeah,
frustrating. Like, and the thing is, they're not as bad as maybe haters want to say they are, but they are not a good team, dude. In the beginning of the
no,
season,
yeah,
everyone was like, we need to get rid of every single player because they were garbage. Like they're just running into form and they're winning those games 2-1. They're winning those games, those scrappy games like yesterday. That if
oh,
we
I
would have
think
won
that
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 game,
yeah.
a big difference.
Yesterday would have been a game that we should have picked up because that's the kind of game you need to win to get into Champions League and stuff.
Totally.
You can't draw those games. I mean I personally hate the draws that we get because it's so lackluster. It almost does it's almost like a loss in general
It
in
says,
the
yeah,
table.
yeah. It doesn't do anything. 1 point doesn't do anything for you.
No, no,
It's better to lose like 10
and
games.
bounce back. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, it's frustrating. And in the transfer window, like we're the balance of the squad is strange right now. Like
yeah, they got to find some rhythm. Maybe it's the injuries and just what's gone on. COVID, we had a couple of COVID out, and
yeah, and it's gonna be basically I feel like this year is a scratch no matter what. You don't get a preseason. We were running on fumes. We basically never stopped playing 2 years in a row, and we were at a
yep,
really thin squad to begin with. We got about 8 players on the first team who don't play at all, we don't know what their contract situation is. There's players like Mustafi that are lingering around as like,
yeah. Why is he
what
not gone
is the
either? He
deal,
should leave.
man?
He should leave. He should leave too.
Yeah, like, I mean, he should leave, but we don't know if he is, or sometimes he's going to start, or, like there's just so many loose ends right now. It's frustrating. And it's going to take more than just the January window.
Hmm
So that's why I'd like to see January. We just focus on getting rid of those players that just have a 0% chance of playing again.
Yeah, I agree. I think There's no need to keep those fringe players around.
No, it's just a drag. And then trying to figure out a solid 11, and even then, I'm not even sure if I would like the 11 that Arteta picks. You know, like
Yeah,
just
I mean,
getting
I think
players.
they need to start putting the strongest team out for more games. Whether they I know that Tierney, how tight was his muscles for him to have to sit out the game?
Yeah, and it's hard because you obviously don't want him to play if he's injured at all.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the history back to the Wenger days of just resting players just for the sake of it. When you're,
yeah.
oh, like they would rest Ozil, you know, and it's like, well, we need freaking Ozil to play, you know.
He never needed rested. He never exerted that much energy anyway.
I know it's that kind of it's the handbrake again, you know. You get like I literally on my fantasy team, I captained Tierney. After what he
Yeah,
did against Newcastle, I was like, okay, this dude is legit.
what a
He's
goal against West Brom too.
oh awesome, that's what
I
I
mean,
meant.
he took it all himself. Like he just beat that dude, cut in, right-footed, just slotted it top corner
Definitely one of the best left backs in the world,
for
honestly.
sure. Yeah,
Then as soon as he gets some form, he's on the bench, like, and then we put Niles in there, who he's trying hard, like
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
I don't want to hate on him because you see, and he was working hard. You see his physical ability, but his
yeah.
passing was just his touch is terrible sometimes,
Yeah.
like
He's either like really good, like he had that like he's like he did that one game where he juked like five people around the box in on a run and should have just dinked the keeper a little bit and he kind of blew it. He's
yeah,
like he's almost good enough. It's weird. He he either just needs a little more confidence, like he's either that good in training and he just can't find it in the game, but he does look physicality wise like a decent player.
it's just weird that when Tierney is subbed, all of a sudden we have no backup left back.
Well, Kolasinac was it, but he's gone. And he was not good enough either. Anyway, I don't
So
understand why we can't fill the two spots like in the field. Like you need two players for each position. You should be able to get a first string and a second string that are both pretty good.
yeah, and instead we have three players on the right, really, all of whom are not good enough.
Yeah,
Bellerin, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and Cedric, who like it's never a confident choice. And then we have Tierney, and then if he gets injured, we have nobody.
yeah.
Like,
It's like now we have a bunch of
no,
center backs. We never had any center backs. We used to have like two center backs and would fill in a midfielder. Now we got like eight center backs. It's like,
well,
do you don't need that? You don't need that many.
I know, but and then amongst those are Mustafi,
Socrates,
Chambers, Socrates. You know,
where they never play,
never play. Then you have Louise, who is a
and
liability.
Chambers like decent player. Let him go if you're not going to play him.
I
Like
know,
let him
like
go. Let him go play somewhere else. Like let him go
and
play.
just
Like
don't put him on
I feel
loan
bad
again.
for them too. Like
Don't send him
you,
out on loan. He's been on loan
yeah,
twice.
yeah.
If you
Just let him go.
the way I see it, you send a young player on loan if you think they're good, but you already have two players in that position, so you know
Yeah,
that
and
you can't
you
them
want
out.
them to develop.
That's the time when you put them on loan. And then if
Yeah,
they come back and it doesn't work out, you don't send them on loan again.
yeah. No,
You
you
just
give them
sell
like
you sell
agreed.
them.
I agree with you. And I don't like the ones that are 25 years old getting loaned out for a year to go play at Besiktas. And then you come back and you're
Then
not
what?
even like, well, yeah, then what? You were gone. You're at the prime of your career and we loaned you out. There's
Yeah.
something wrong there. It needs to be a developmental thing only.
Seriously. Like, are we hoping that maybe you'll catch your stride when you're 30 years old or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, like what? How many Vardys are there out there? Like it doesn't happen that often. Like, I mean, and even then, like, let that player go. Like, let Chambers go right now. He's like almost 25 or something. He would be brilliant at a team like Fulham.
Yeah. Or he played really well.
Yeah, he played well there. And like he
And like,
would
what did
start
we
every
lose?
game and he would start every game and he would be the main player there for their center back. Like
And what do we lose in out of it?
nothing.
It's not like,
Nothing.
and
We gain money from it
instead,
and we could
we
buy
have
it
someone like Balogun who's about to leave. You
for
know,
free.
I have a feeling, dude, he's gonna be really good. He just
Yeah.
looks like the type of player who's like, he's that dude that if you're just watching people playing on the field as a coach, you're like, I like that guy. You know, like Nate, who
Yeah.
used to play on my team, who was like every coach, they just look around and be like, I like that guy. You
Yep.
know, they don't even need to
Just
see
of
it.
how they are.
And he is good and he has scored goals.
And he doesn't want to stay.
Well, I mean, we need to keep players like him and not
Yeah.
keep players like Chambers and Mustafi. Like,
I hope they can convince Balogun to stay because there was like I saw a report that he was like he might leave in the summer for free.
I know, like, again, too, why is it in the why is there a possibility that he could leave for free? If we had
Yeah.
signed him, re-signed him, then if there's
Yeah.
all these players and we're like, we have too many players playing at center forward, it's hard to get you in there. We can't promise you time. So sell him to RB Leipzig for $50 million.
Yeah.
Don't let him go for free. Not for free, man. This kid is too good.
Yeah.
He's worth 30 to 50.
Yeah. I mean, he's meant to be like really good player.
Again, just the contract situation, man. Like you tie
Yep.
down
They just don't.
players so that you don't come to this situation. It's
Yeah.
simple.
Because now and what about in Lacazette as well? Lacazette is in a similar position for like, he has a year left on his contract. So this summer he has to talk about something. They're not going to do anything wise about it.
And he's going to go for free,
Yeah.
Going to
Yeah.
have a year of uncertainty where his
Next year.
arm is always like how it's been, where it's up and down because he never really gets a good run of games, or he'll get a
Yep.
good run of games and then he'll get benched and he'll always be the first person subbed. Then his
I mean,
contract
he's our top goal
up,
scorer right now
and he's
too.
going to go to, and then he'll go to somewhere in France or somewhere in La Liga, and he'll have 3 more really good seasons, and we would have missed out on another 30 to $50 million once again.
Yep. Yeah. And they're not going to re-sign him
No, I mean,
for some reason. Like even right now, he's bailing us out so much. I
no,
just don't
I
think
don't
that they're going to
understand
give him
why.
another contract.
Yeah, I don't understand this lack of confidence in Lacazette under 3 managers. It's like I think Emery and Arteta are thinking they're trying to see it as a chess game too much. And Lacazette where does he fit into that chess game?
Yeah.
When it's just like he's the best forward right now.
Hmm.
Play him as
Yeah. I
forward.
mean, he's the only one scoring goals right now.
And apparently him and Aubameyang as a 4-4-2 is a non-starter. That would get us relegated or something, because playing them both in the middle, or like the Bergkamp Henry, where it's like Lacazette's a
At one
little
higher.
behind.
Yeah.
That's too crazy and stupid of an idea, I guess.
I don't understand that. That is like that would be beautiful.
Like Laka not necessarily running the 10, but just a little deeper, like a false 9, I guess they call it. Or 4-4-2, Party and Smith Rowe holding it down in the center.
Yep.
Then you have Martinelli on the right and Saka or Pepe on the left.
Yeah. There's like a lot of good combinations with that team. And you get like a little diamond in the middle of Lacazette, Smith Rowe, and Partey.
Which and Lacazette will drop deep, and he's physical.
He's good back there. We said at the CAM role, he could be a great center attacking midfielder. That 4-4-2 with him dropped a little bit is like that role.
Yeah.
He would definitely drop back to the midfield. You could see him playing that perfect pass like through to Aubameyang. You could just sit like, I don't understand how they're not seeing that. Like
Like,
in your brain, like that idea should be there because that is like how that team should work.
and Aubameyang on the left is
Yeah,
useless. It hasn't worked. What has it done? What has Aubameyang on the left done? He
it
has
hasn't
the lowest
worked.
goal in season, lowest goal scored of his life. A dude who literally never didn't score before.
And it's not like we're gonna let him leave now. He just signed a big deal to stay, and ever since then, like hasn't been able to find the net.
Yeah,
And
that's such an
it's
Arsenal thing.
so
Hey, we want you to stay, but we're gonna put you not where you're best.
yeah,
You know, like
you're gonna be our shirt sales for the next few years, but you might not really score very much.
I don't know. It's frustrating because like, what do I wonder if we floated that to Arteta, if he'd just be like, "You guys are idiots." Like, it wouldn't work. You know,
Yeah,
because I don't know why. Like, I don't know why they can't play both in the middle.
so what do you think for Newcastle on Monday? We got
There's a
we're
real
at home
possibility
again.
that it's our home games are turning into these horrible
Yeah, we haven't been
situations. It's
haven't
almost
been
like we're
playing well at home.
no horribly, and Newcastle has the
Maybe it's
potential.
the energy. It's the energy. There's no energy there. It's a shame. I mean, with I think in if it were normal with fans, the whole season looks different for everybody.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And also too, I was thinking too, because I was like, you know, Crystal Palace sat back with like a 4-4, like 4-5-1 or 5-4-1. That's what West Ham did against us. That's what Leicester did against us. That's what Aston Villa did against us. Like these teams, that's what Newcastle will do against us. Everyone is just worn thin. I think it's not really mentioned enough. We just think they're FIFA robots that go out there and should play their best every single game. But
But they're not. They're tired.
yeah, like the quality of the league is probably the poorest of the Premier League era. And it's
Yeah,
because
it's definitely the
like
tough.
2 years in a row with no break. It's
Yeah,
insane.
I know they need like a real summer this year.
Yeah.
They need to go recharge all of them because they had no time off this year. They had like 3 weeks off. And people probably don't understand that, but like the soccer, the physicality of it is so vast. It hurts after every game. Like physically, like your legs hurt.
Yeah, it takes 2-3 days to just get rid of, and also you get a knock,
Oh
someone
yeah,
gets stepped on your
a
foot.
dead leg or dead
Never,
leg or
yeah,
something.
a knee to your thigh or something.
Yeah.
And people watching are like, get up, man, just get up and go again. And you're like, dude, that could hurt for days on end.
Yeah, people always like criticize soccer players for rolling around and like they just don't understand. Like getting a cleat to the shin like hurts. Like we don't they're shin guards, but they're not really shin guards. Like most of us adults are still wearing kid size shin guards now at this point for just movement wise. It doesn't do anything. So they're sore. Those guys are in pain. They're taking ice baths after games. They're going in cryo chambers. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts your body, and then like the general running of 7 miles a game, sometimes 3 to 7 miles anywhere from where you're on the field, like that amount of running while kicking is exhausting.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. The
While
physical.
using your upper body and your brain all at once, like you're constantly focused and tuned into the game.
Yeah. No, they need 6 weeks off after the season and then a six
Yeah,
week training preseason.
yeah, they do.
They need the full 3 months in between seasons. They need the
The
summer.
league does wrap up again this year in a normal time, right?
I
And
think
next year is next, but no, it's Euros next summer. They're not going to get a break.
it's disgusting, man. It's too much. I mean, I love watching
Yeah,
soccer. If Arsenal played every day, I would watch it every day. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
at a certain point, it's like, dude, is it benefiting the quality of soccer. It's not.
Yeah,
You have
there's
teams who
this,
just
and
keep
then the year after, they got the World Cup. So there's no break for the next few years.
oh,
And the World Cup is, I think I don't know, it might fall the next calendar year, but we need to look. It's in the winter time in 2022. So it falls November to December, and they're not changing it. That's what they're leaving it at. So the leagues all are going to have to pause mid-season, go to Qatar, play the World Cup, and then go back to their respective leagues and continue.
I don't know how they expect that to work, especially because the World Cup is so physical.
Yeah,
One of the most
it's
physically demanding tournaments ever. Like, because it's not really about, how tactics and stuff, because you don't have a lot of time to learn those. So it's just
yeah,
whoever goes out there and is most passionate and gives their all. And like, you have games where it's just a total grind.
yeah. It's just a brute force game, and like it. So that's it's gonna suffer. They're gonna need to build in some more breaks for these guys.
Hopefully, because a team like Arsenal needs a rest and then need a refresh. I think players like Nketiah, for example, Maitland-Niles, Reece Nelson, Willock, Saka, all the Haaland posse, like they need a 6-week hell week program.
Yeah,
They need a rest, and then they need like a good solid 6 weeks to build up fitness, you know?
totally. Where you're not playing the games, where you're just training, and everybody's like, you do a couple preseason games like normal. They need that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we have a young crop of players that need to grow and develop. So, what
Totally.
about Newcastle? I think it's going to be a tough game because we just beat them.
They're a dangerous side. I think they've been COVID ravaged. They're going through all kinds of stuff, but everyone's kind of dangerous,
Yeah,
like because they'll give you a scrappy game. They're going to defend. It's not going to be we like teams that play organized. Like Chelsea tried to play organized and, attacking and good, clean football against us. We smashed them. We like that.
yeah,
But the
yeah.
players that are like, every time we get the ball, we're going to kick you. We're just going to clear the ball away. Boom ball. We struggle against them because we just keep getting it. Okay, let's try to break him down again. No, that didn't work. Let's pass back. Let's do it again. No, that didn't work. And you just get the feeling as a player, it's like we can't get through. There's no
Yeah,
way through
yeah.
there. It's too congested. So that's all I can see Newcastle's being like.
I hope that we can put the best team out there. I think they got to start Partey, leave Xhaka out,
Yeah, but it's just
start Smith Rowe.
yeah. It's Tierney back. Tierney makes a huge difference.
I think he probably just needed a game rest. It was like that Sunday. Well, we played Saturday. He put a lot into the West Brom game, and I mean he's amazing. So him and Mari both were rested. They were just both tight. You got to expect Gabrielle to be back in the team on Monday,
which will be nice.
Yeah.
Man, can we get Martinelli to just get a run of games where he starts and plays?
I know, because he
didn't get COVID, did he?
No, he twisted his ankle and right before the game, he was starting against Newcastle.
Yeah.
And he twisted his ankle. And people were saying that it was really bad, but he's fine, I guess.
Jeez. It's frustrating, man. And also, too, what about our cup ties, man? We got to play Southampton and then Wolves probably in the next 2 rounds. Well,
oh damn!
All these
Southampton. We're gonna have Southampton twice in a row, kind of like how we just had Newcastle. That always happens to us in the league and the cups.
We already had Leicester twice in a row. We had Liverpool twice in a row.
Yeah.
Man City, no, we didn't have them twice in a row, but You played them twice, somewhat in the same half of the season.
We've had United a number of times in the FA Cup and the league, like within a week.
Yeah, it's where it's like you're probably going to win one and lose one.
Lose one. Yeah. Which one do you want to? Which one do you need and want that time? You kind of need the cup game for us.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
And then we got Benfica coming up.
When does that start again?
That's probably in February. I didn't see it in January.
Or that's not going to be easy at all. Europa League is not easy.
No. And Benfica is good.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough season. It's hard to be really optimistic after those 4 games in a row. We're like, we desperately needed that, you know. But it wasn't. There wasn't really a sense that this was going to continue for the rest of the season, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I mean, hopefully we get a win, get back on winning ways. They were putting some good games together. So, one draw the other day was unfortunate, but I think they can get the better of Newcastle. Newcastle looked out of sorts in a lot of ways in that FA Cup game. They're beatable for sure, and they're struggling. So I think Arsenal needs to take advantage of it, and just Aubameyang's got to get a couple. He needs to score like a couple goals in a game, and he needs to score one where he feels that he created it. Like the one that Tierney passed it to him is like a nice tap in, but he needs to feel like he can like slot
really,
one from deep or something.
One of those FA Cup goals that he scored last season.
Yeah. He needs a confidence booster in his ability again. It'll come.
So I'm just looking up the fixtures in January.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle next Monday, right?
Yep.
And then 2 days, or probably 5 days later, then another FA Cup game.
Yep. Southampton or
Shrewsbury. Yeah.
So Southampton.
And we play Southampton in the league.
Although there was a big upset with Crawley Town the other day. Like some League 6 team or like from down beat some League 2 team.
Well, someone beat Leeds 3-0.
Yeah. Some low team. Yeah.
It's possible, but
then
we play Man United.
Only out of tiredness right now, probably.
We play Man United on the 30th. Then the 2nd of February, Wolves. The 6th of February, Aston Villa. And the 13th, Leeds.
Wow, that's a tough run of games right there.
Then the 18th is Benfica. Then the 20th is Man City. Then Benfica again. Then Leicester.
I mean, just all those games in a row are hard.
These are going to be 2 months of pain.
Yeah.
Pain.
Unless they can sort it out.
You just never know. Honestly, I feel like we're in the same spot we were at the start of the season. We don't know what team's going to show up. We don't know what team's going to be picked. They could beat a really good team. They could lose to a really bad team. And I feel like it's going to be that way for the rest of the season, which is hard because there's no momentum ever.
Yeah, they need to start putting some stuff together because it will be painful if they don't.
Yeah, and there's another, what they went on, 8 games? What was that losing streak? Like 4 games at home?
Yeah, it was like 8 games.
There's another one of those in the other half of the season if they don't watch out.
Yeah, for sure. We have that kind of run starting at the end of the month.
I mean, how many points are we on right now?
23.
24 after yesterday.
24. Oh, 24, yeah.
An abysmal amount of points, but so we need 16 points
to stay safe.
That's a decent amount of points to ensure that you don't get relegated.
This season, it's not going to be 40. It's going to be like 30. Watch, because it's so close right now. I mean, Man United's on 36 points, 17 games played. That's not great.
No, they've drawn 3 and lost 3 already. Like last year, Liverpool had like 50 points or something.
Yeah, no, they were way ahead. They were. Man City and Liverpool both broken a 100-point record now, right?
Uh, I don't believe Liverpool got. I think they had
Man
90.
City, man. Okay, Man
City
City
got
broke it.
100. Yeah,
To win there's no one getting 100 points this year. This is just off math. It's not mathematically possible now.
that's crazy. Yeah, no, odd season though.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's everybody's having the one good thing I guess to take from it is when we're super disappointed or angry is a lot of teams are experiencing it. Like it's not just us. A lot of teams are struggling.
Yeah,
Liverpool has a ton of injuries. They've had bad runs of form. They're kind of in one right now.
yeah.
Chelsea's had a bad run of form. Um, United wasn't doing very well. Now they're kind of find some rhythm, but they're
But
going to falter again.
they're not like running away with it or anything. Like
Man
the only
City was
team,
an eighth.
yeah, the only team that seems to me who seems to be on the ascendancy is Man City, where they're
City
like
and
looking like they're catching some stride right now.
oh no, they look quality now. They'll probably win the league because they're just going to continue just blowing past everybody. They were in eighth place a couple weeks ago
Yeah, now they're 4 points back with a game in hand. They'll be
and
knocking.
scored a lot of goals. They're going to be and you would rate if you Man United plays Man City right now, you would say Man City's going to win that game.
Definitely, definitely, for sure. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's all we can do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all we can do.
I think that we'll win on Monday. Actually,
We should.
we should.
Crystal Palace was always going to be tough. They're a hard team to play, and they haven't been a team that we like to play in the past few years. You
And
know,
Zaha is good. I
I
would
don't.
have liked to seen him play at Arsenal.
I know. Too bad. I mean, I really do like Pepe.
Me too. But
Football
Zaha would
would
have been
have
the
been
smarter
better.
decision.
It would have been.
He already was in the Premier League, already balling in the Premier League. Played at Man United, didn't get on there. He was good enough to go to Man United, and attitude-wise, like just didn't vibe with somebody. So
Proven in the Premier League. He doesn't
yeah,
have, like he's not overly one-sided like left foot or right foot, so he can play pretty much anywhere. You know,
yeah.
more versatile.
He's fast, creates chances,
Yeah,
scores goals.
transfers. I just don't. I don't even.
And then and he wanted to go to Arsenal. I think he still wants to go to Arsenal. I saw a report yesterday was that Zaha's addition for Arsenal? Because he made him like he was the most dangerous player against us the other day.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he wanted to go, and the reason why we got Pepe instead was because we could pay Lil in installments.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace
Whereas
wanted
Zaha
80.
was like 40, right? Or what
He
did
was
they want?
he wanted 80,
80.
and so we paid 72 in installments. So that was really the reason. They
Yeah.
they weren't going to pay for him. But
Arsenal. Well, we'll be back next week.
yeah,
Talk about more.
hopefully with good news.
Hopefully. And looking ahead towards what? FA Cup day? Or was it the Wolves?
It'll be the FA Cup against probably Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a tough game.
yeah.
We,
Southampton's.
we we played good in the cups though. We seem to be a pretty good cup team.
Yeah, if we can get a FA Cup under our belt again, it'd be a great season.
We did it last year, unexpectedly. We were,
That
we were
team had no
terrible
right
at
to win a
junctures
trophy
last year.
Yeah, this time last year it was very scary.
Yeah, we were very bad.
So we'll
Yeah.
see.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Thanks for joining us.
Alrighty.
All
Peace.
right. Bye.